What's up, guys? Whopper's not here, and I'm reviewing Disney's newest Marvel movie, Thunderbolts. And did I love it? I think I did. It's definitely the best Marvel movie I've seen in a long time. Marvel and Disney, it's just been an up and down road for me since Endgame. And, some of the shows are hit or miss. The movies have been hit or miss. Even the good ones haven't really even been great. This is, to me, the first great one since at least No Way Home. I really enjoyed this. Director, I got to give a shout out to Jake Schreier. He did a hell of a job with this. I thought that the story was really dense and concise, and it was on a small scale, but it dealt with really big topics like depression and grief and mental health. And I think it was a big swing, and I think he hit a home run with it. I think he did a really good job. If you haven't checked out Beef from him on Netflix, though, check that out. That's a great show. Just a little shout out to that. But I'm gonna get into the pros and cons of the movie. First, I have to start out with the acting and the actors. Florence Pugh might be the new face of the MCU. She is phenomenal in this. She was great in Black Widow, and part of the reason why I like that movie so much. She is so good in this movie that I did not expect to cry in this movie whatsoever, and she had me in tears towards the end of it. Her acting is great. Her comedic timing as Yelena is so good. I never thought she would be a comedian, but she's so good in this role. To me, she carried the movie, and her and David Harbour both. David Harbour is Red Guardian, and who plays her father, Alexei, in the movie. He's so good. I think that they both deserve a huge part in the new phase of the MCU, and rightfully so. They have a scene towards the end. Like I said, it made me tear up. It was really touching. Aside from them, Lewis Pullman, kind of a new walk on here. He did a really good job. I'm not really gonna spoil who he is. If you've seen the trailers, you probably know, but he is really cool, and he has a lot to do in it. He kind of, starts out as kind of quirky guy, and as he progresses, he kind of evolves into two different characters. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, shout out to him. Wyatt Russell, I thought, did a really good job. I didn't really finish the Captain America show on Disney Plus, but I thought he was really good in this as well. And then Sebastian Stan, I think when the action hit, he really shined. But before that, his scenes were kind of choppy in there. I thought they could have done a better job with his scenes in the movie pre-action. But yeah, once the action starts hitting, Sebastian Stan, he's really good as Winter Soldier. So yeah, he did a great job as well. As far as the pros, I would say the story is number one. I love how it's grounded. I love how we're not saving the world right now. I don't want to be in, the multiverse with different dimensions and all that. I wanted a grounded story, and that's what we got. And so thankfully, I was super happy with that. It also dives really deep into depression and grief and mental health, and I did not expect that. The climax is one of the cooler climaxes we've seen. It's definitely not to the scale of something like the Endgame or Infinity Wars or one of those movies. It's really well done though, and I'm happy with how they did it. You'll see when you see it, but it's really good. The action was also filmed really great. There's a couple fight scenes, especially one in the beginning with Yelena in a hallway. It's kind of filmed from above, and it's like you see the shadow of her, taking out these guys in a hallway. I thought a lot of the fight choreography was really cool. And there was some more Avengers style group up fighting at the end that was well done. But yeah, for the most part, I thought everything looked good. And sometimes in these last few Marvel films, some of it's just looked like TV Marvel, which to me isn't the same as movie Marvel. But I thought this looked more like the original movies, big budget, not something made for TV that they kind of spliced together and made into a movie because they couldn't do the show anymore. I don't know. Disney's been doing weird stuff, but yes. Add on to that, it was funny. It was heartfelt. I like the group, the group of anti-heroes. I thought that was. I think they're a fun group. I love how they got the term Thunderbolts. The movie's really funny, and it's not. It's funny that fits in with the story. It's not funny that, it's not Taika Waititi where you get a joke every 2 seconds. It's the comedy flows within the story. It's not, you're not gonna ruin a heartfelt moment with a joke, and I appreciated that. Now I'll go in with the cons. My biggest con, and I hate to say it because I love her, but Julia Louis-Dreyfus was terrible in this. I don't know why. I felt like it was a struggle for her to get through her lines half the time. If she was just phoning it in or what, but every scene she was in, to me, it just dragged the movie down. And I hate that because I love her again. But yeah, she just did not work well for me. It just felt out of place. I don't know why. I think this movie just shined when the Thunderbolts were on the screen, and so yeah, that would be a big thing. And then the other thing would be more of a backstory for Ghost. And there's another character who you barely get to see any of. Sebastian Stan also doesn't get a whole lot to do as Winter Soldier. He has a couple extra scenes, but they kind of feel tacked on and not entirely necessary, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I mean, those are very basic cons. I mean, I really really enjoyed this. I'd probably give it like a 4.25, 4.25 out of 5. It's really really strong. Marvel, I'd put it mid to upper echelon, probably above Black Widow, and I really liked Black Widow, but I think this would even go higher than it. I don't know. I have to watch that again, but yeah, to me, Florence Pugh and David Harbour steal the show. Florence Pugh definitely stole it. She was the shining star in this movie, who's should be the face of Marvel to come. If I had anything to say about it, she's really really good. But yeah, let me know what you think. I loved it. Hope you do too. I don't know what the next movie I'll be reviewing is, but stay tuned and thank you for watching.